Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, fabulous friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed Wednesday Newsweek with Marni. I always start it off with, why, Marni? What is Newsweek? Well, I am so blessed, fortunate, and very humbled to be an opinion piece writer for Newsweek. People write in different situations they're going through. Family and parenting, relationships, what should I do, across the board. So they need an expert opinion, which the most humbling thing, which I still can't believe I say in the same sentence, is Marni Goldman, opinion piece writer for Newsweek. But that just goes to show taking all of my years of trauma and drama, and when my mess became my message, and all the wisdom that I have learned and I use for my own recovery is amazing because Newsweek listens and all of the people around the world. So every Wednesday I read an article that I wrote my opinion for, and I read the article, what I wrote, and I just explain why I wrote what I did. It's a very small episode in between the ones I do with Taylor, and the situations, of course, are different, but the circumstances or the feelings that are going on in the article could relate to something you might be going through. So here we go. This one was under family and parenting, and it says, call the police. Fury at sister's response after family items go missing. A family has asked if she acted unreasonably after an altercation with her sister, who the user believes is taking items from their mother's house. The user explains that she lives with her mother, who is very ill, and that in the last few years, a lot of things have gone missing from the house. With ever-increasing life expectancies around the world, more and more adults are finding themselves becoming a caregiver for family members. According to care service provider for the Family Caregiver Alliance, 85% of caregivers look after a relative or a loved one, and 42% care for a parent. According to the user, her sister even displayed the items she removed from the house in her own home. She also took a number of our late father's ornaments, which my mother wasn't too pleased about. Neither one of us had asked for these back. It seemed easier, I let it go. After realizing yet another item had gone missing, her mother suggested she send her sister an email. According to the poster, her sister's response read, "As you feel so confident in accusing me of theft, why don't you call the police? I expect an unreserved apology from you." The user describes her own reply, apologizing and clarifying that she was not accusing her sister of theft. What can I do to smooth it over? She obviously matters more to me than the stuff does, and I wish I hadn't said anything. Newsweek spoke to Marni Goldman, that's me, motivational coach, author of True to Myself, said about the awkward interaction. When it comes to sisterly love and respect, I think both of these two are on different pages. Of course, the original poster is not unreasonable. What did she do wrong? She asked a question. The sister here got caught in a lie, and getting on the defensive is a typical reaction. It's so unhealthy and somewhat toxic to have someone in your life whom you constantly need to walk on eggshells with. Your self-respect is what's important, not the objects. Nobody is entitled to yell at you, especially because they didn't like your question. Healthy communication is always the best course of action, and if this doesn't work, set boundaries. Nobody should allow themselves to be bullied, even for the sake of peace. And it said 90% of the users voted that, of course, she was not being unreasonable. But I am sure some of you have people in your life. Okay, so that's my opinion. Like, I love that people just write some that are real severe scenarios and some that are just, what do? I don't know how to handle my sister, basically. So I don't think this is the first time the sister has walked on eggshells. I think it's been her whole life, and it's easier and used to do this with myself, and I see this with a lot of people. We want to keep the peace, so we don't say anything. But what we're doing is we're inadvertently betraying ourselves, because by going along just to have peace, it's eating our insides up. It's eating our kishkas up. It's so much easier to just say, hey, can we talk? And if somebody is not going to be on your emotional level or have the emotional intelligence you have, then you need to really protect yourself, visualize yourself in a plastic peace bubble, like a little plastic igloo. And if anybody were to be the equivalent human form of a pin that could pop your bubble, you don't need them wasting a time, day, or your energy. I think your mom has known that your sister has probably been quite angry for a while, and those are her issues. And of course, it's never about you finding out why they act a certain way. It's about you healing yourself so you never tolerate somebody treating you in a disrespectful manner. I have learned, it works. There are so many people that just their presence make me ill. So why would I ever even be in a building with them, a dinner with them, anything with them? I won't have a conversation with somebody after the first few minutes if their negativity is already sucking it away like a vampire sucking out my energy. So really, guys, protect your peace. I heard this quote the other day, and it was so amazing that it takes 60% of the fuel for a plane, for a jet to get off the runway and into the air. And then after that, it's like smooth sailing. So we're all like jet fuel. Once we get going, it's smooth sailing. And it's just that first step, baby steps. Don't change your life overnight, but start doing what's good for you, healthy. If a conversation with someone makes you nervous, anxious, angry, whatever it is, triggers you, don't talk to that person. Send an email. So little things like that you can do to save your peace. I guess that's it. And thank you for listening to my Newsweek Wednesday. I hope that I gave a little bit insight that nobody is worth walking on eggshells for. Because if you can't walk on a flat surface, you don't have to worry about cracking your back on eggshells. I don't know where that came from, but that just went into my head. But really, take care of your own priority. If it disrupts your peace, it's too friggin' expensive. And I am really excited. On another note, tomorrow, Taylor and I are doing our first video podcast. We have not filmed ourselves in about 70-something episodes, but yay, go us for doing that all these months. So tomorrow for Halloween, we are going to do our inaugural video podcast episode. Have a wonderful Wednesday, guys. Think of your Wednesdays, all of your wins. I am sending everybody love, peace. Remember, never let anyone burst your bubble, and never, ever, 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 ever let anyone dull your sparkle. Sending you guys so much love and so much peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.